Hello, all you beautiful souls. Jules here, and happy Moon Day. We're at a fresh start of the week, and I wanted to pop on to do our predictive astrology forecast for the week. And we have retrograde season coming to an end. Mercury turns direct on April 7th, today. Hooray! And then comes Saturday, Venus turns direct. So no planets will currently be retrograde until May 4th. So we get a little bit of a break. And this is our weekly astrology forecast for the week of April 7th through April 13th. This will be the very first time this year, once Venus goes direct, that we won't have any retrogrades. So it's kind of nice to just be able to sit back and relax a little bit. We don't even know 2025 without a retrograde yet, so think about that. And both Venus and Mercury began their similar cycle of retro in Aries, which is compulsive, combative, novel, renegade, and self-focused. And it backed up into Pisces, which is the last sign of the zodiac. And Pisces is about selflessness, illusions, boundaries, what's happening below the surface, where Aries is very direct, more of what's going on in the front. And so Mercury began its retro in Aries and slipped back into Pisces. All things Mercury rules is commerce, data, info, mental processes, our scheduling, and it all gets thrown out of whack when it puts in retrograde. And Venus going direct Saturday alongside Libra full moon. The Libra full moon is here to balance things out a little bit. Remember, Libra is the scale, so it's the balancing. Could be the good and the bad. And we're going to get back into alignment. A lot of times retros can throw us off track. You never know when a curveball, or in this case, I like to call a retro ball, will be thrown at you. So Mars started out the year in retro, and Mars, Mercury, and Venus are the outer planets, and they are all starting retro in fire signs. And then they all slip back into water signs, almost like feeling hot and cold, hot and cold. And now we are still having Mars in Cancer until April 18th, and that's a water sign. And so it's like fire and water. And my brother is actually a Cancer sign, and growing up, me being a fire Aries sign, we did not really get along too well. We liked to argue, he liked to tease me, I liked to fight back. It was always an ordeal. Now that we're older though, we really do get along well. So if you felt a lot of conflict or headache, overthinking, then you'll find out the things that are really true and not true coming to light right now. It's kind of been of a whirlwind. We're coming out of the roller coaster ride. The fire dripping Aries season has begun. And you might feel a little bit dizzy at this point. It's almost like when you forget something at work, and I just did this last week, and you have to go back inside, and you walk like 5 minutes just to get back inside and get to what you were going to, what you forgot, and then you realize it's in your backpack. That's kind of how retrogrades feel. Let's see. And you might feel really ungrounded right now, kind of all up in your head in different dimensions, journeying, whatever you do to get out of your body and into your mind. A lot of us might be doing that right now. And I know that I have, especially with the fire scare that I had. It felt like literally an out-of-body experience driving home, because I was so scared that something might have happened to my dog, or I just didn't know what to expect. So I kind of felt like I was in another dimension driving home that day. Now, the full moon in Libra on Saturday is almost going to feel like a reset, which we all kind of really need right now. And it's almost like coming up for air out of all this fiery smoke, or all from the underwater depths. It's very important that we do focus on self-care as we're stepping out of this retro right now. And if you don't know how to take care of yourself, or what you really need right now, because it can be confusing, just ask your body. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Do you need a bubble bath? Do you need exercise? Do you need a walk in nature? Or sometime, if you have some time, even if it's like 5 minutes, take a breath and just check in with your body. How are you feeling? Do you need something? And you can always use and ask your pendulum as well. And funny story, when I was racing home last Friday, I forgot my rings, or so I thought I did. So I asked my pendulum, because I wasn't sure where I put them. And I asked my coworker to check my desk, and he said they weren't there. And I just could not remember where I put them. So I asked my pendulum, are my rings in my locker? Because I was sure my rings were in my locker. And the pendulum said no. So I asked again. I was like, are my rings in my locker? And it's almost like when you want something to say yes, it'll say yes for you. And I thought it might be confused with yes and no, but it was not. And so I'm asking it, and it was really pissing me off, because I for sure knew they were in my locker. Like, I was positive. And it was telling me no, and I was like, you're wrong. But it was in my backpack. They were in my backpack, in my lunch box, or my lunch bag. So sometimes we just need to take a breath, listen, retrace, regroup, and trust. Just trust the process. Okay. So the full moon will also be in a T-square, which is like a tug-of-war with Mars, the warrior, in the sign of Cancer, which rules the home and family, and the sun in Chiron in Aries. So remember, Chiron is the wounded healer. So what this says is we want to find peace, balance, solutions, but there's also a lot of tension right now at home or in your family life. And I know I'm definitely feeling this, especially with Easter coming and my birthday next week. I know a lot of you will be having or going to spring break or having family get-togethers. So it's just going to be a very trying time. And let's see here. Right now is the time to connect with yourself, your own woo-woo stuff. So keep working and continuing to work on yourself, because you are your greatest achievement. so I don't have enough time to finish, but I love you guys